Welcome, one and all, to the first ever special edition of the Warm Weather Fans Sun Belt podcast. I am Zeke Palermo, joined as always by Brian Stone and Matt Miguez, or as they have chosen to call themselves for today's special Jeopardy Sun Belt Trivia Edition, Jefferson Steelflex and Daddy Mac. I want to thank these two gentlemen for humoring me. I had a really bad football weekend, and they just gave it to me in our regular edition of the podcast. So thank you guys for letting me run a special edition. It'll be pretty straightforward. Any outstanding questions? I have a few housekeeping, but any outstanding questions before we begin? No. Awesome. Splendid.
I have a question.
Yes.
How specific are these questions going to get? Because I told my wife earlier when we were eating dinner, I was like, Zeke wants us to do a Jeopardy, which is fine. But if Zeke's like, who was the leading rusher for Arkansas State in 1987? Right. I'm going to be like, I have no clue.
Right. I think, and so I'll go through the categories right now. We have former Sun Belt teams. This is teams that formerly played football in the Sun Belt. Sun Belt records, that one, Brian, to your concern, could get a little tricky, but they are all Sun Belt records, not team specific. Okay. Mascots should be pretty self-explanatory. I will show a photo of a mascot. You can't tell me the team, but rather the name of that mascot. Coaches by previous job, that could also be a little tricky, especially near the higher point values. I will give you a coach's 3 most recent jobs other than their current Sun Belt head coaching job. I need to know the name of the coach. And then team unscramble is Sun Belt adjacent. I will give you a team in the Sun Belt and then a hint to like a regular riddle or Jeopardy style question. So for example, a question in that category would be Troy, something a child would play with. And you would unscramble Troy. You would still have a letter left over, but you would unscramble Troy into toy, for example.
Okay.
So that one's a bit more of a general knowledge test there. It is pretty straightforward. You do not have to answer in the form of a question, but it would really tickle me if you did.
That was going to be my other question.
There is a final Jeopardy question that I have prepared should it be needed or wanted. But other than that, we're just going to go ahead and get started.
Any daily doubles?
No daily doubles. It's just the one board of 1 to 500. There's not a double Jeopardy, and there are no daily doubles. With that said, I've got a number 1 to 10 in my head. Brian and Matt, I need you to pick one to decide who will choose first.
3.
Who do you want? 7.
3 and 7. It was 3. 3 is my lucky favorite number. So, Matt, you're going to go first. For those listening, you won't be able to hear it, but we do have a buzzer app going. So both of these guys will have a fair shot. I've asked them not to buzz in until I've finished reading the questions. Matt, you have control of the board and kick us off.
Host Zeke, I will take former Sunbelt teams for 500, please.
Former Sunbelt teams for 500. No team has had a shorter stint in the Sun Belt than this future Pac-12 school, which went 6-17 in 2003 and 2007. Jeff Steelflex, you've buzzed in. Jason Steelflex, I'm sorry. What do you got for me?
Who is New Mexico State?
The answer is not who is New Mexico State. Daddy Mac, you did not buzz in. Would you like to venture a guess? He did buzz in. Daddy Mac, what do you have?
Who is Boise State?
Also incorrect. The answer, who are the Utah State Aggies? Spent 2 years in the Sun Belt, went 6-17. That was well before my time. Brian, that aligned with your late college years. Matt, you still have Matt, you still have control of the board.
Okay. Shoot, I need a rebound.
Those get easier, I promise. You did start with the 500.
Yeah, you started with the hardest one.
Let's go coaches by previous job for 500.
For 500, you're not giving yourself any chance here.
No.
Penn State quarterbacks coach, Penn State tight end coach, Penn State QB coach. Well done to not even venture a guess. This, again, was the 500 question. The answer to that was Ricky Ronnie.
Oh, wow.
I had no idea, but now you know that he spent an extensive period of time at Penn State. Again, Matt, you're making this not enjoyable because you're starting with the hard ones, but I need you to pick again.
Mascots for 200.
Mascots for 200. I need the name, not the school, of this mascot. Daddy Mac.
Yosef.
That's correct. That is Yosef of App State. Well done. You retain control of the board.
Former Sunbelt teams for 300.
For 300, it is a common myth that this former Sunbelt team changed its name to honor an iconic Steelers player. I hear no buzzes. The answer to that one is the North Texas Mean Green, not named for Mean Joe Green. It was instead just hey, our defense is really mean.
Can I say something?
Yes, please.
I think number one, Matt's really dumb to just pick the hardest questions straight off the bat. Number two, I'm finding that I didn't realize a lot of these teams ever played in the Sun Belt, to be quite honest, because Georgia Southern just joined 10 years ago.
Right. We'll see. We'll see. Just bear with me, boys. Again, this is one of the hard. I would argue this is. I actually have no idea. Just bear with me. And if we're not having fun, let me know. Matt, you're still rolling.
Former Sunbelt teams for 100.
All right. This one you should get. This former Sunbelt team became the first school to move from FBS to FCS when it left the Sunbelt in 2018. Jeff Steelflex.
Who is Idaho?
That is correct. Idaho Vandals. They play in an airplane hangar.
They do. It's sick, too. Have you ever seen it?
Oh, it's wicked.
Can I give like a 5-second little diatribe? I remember the last year that they were in the Sun Belt, Georgia Southern had to play them at like 10 p.m. Eastern time, and I had to go to a bar to watch it because it was like, this is getting in the way of my drinking time. So I need my time back. Former Sun Belt teams for 200.
For 200, while he never played in the Sun Belt, the NCAA's single-season passing leader did play for this former Sun Belt team. Daddy Mac.
Who is Houston?
That's incorrect. Brian, care to venture a guess?
Who is Western Kentucky?
Yes, that would be Bailey Zappi. Recently set the record. Brian, you still have the board.
Former Sunbelt teams, 400.
For 400, you've got to go back to 2010 to find the last time a former Sunbelt team won the conference. This team was named co-champion with Troy. This is another tough one. Daddy Mac.
Who is Middle Tennessee State?
Repeat that one more time.
Who is Middle Tennessee State?
It is not Middle Tennessee State. Brian, do you care to venture a guess?
I'm going to pass.
This team was coached by Mario Cristobal in 2010. Florida International. Last time a non-active Sunbelt team won the conference. I'm realizing that I'll concede I didn't know much of this as well, but you guys, I expected you to do a little better. Let's keep rolling. Brian, you have the board.
I'm starting to realize that the Sun Belt at one point was kind of like the village bicycle, and everybody just kind of took a turn, and then they just like moved on with their lives.
It was at one point the Conference USA of the NCAA.
Right. Coaches by previous jobs for 100.
For 100, Holy Cross, Assumption, and Salva Regina head coach. Daddy Mac.
What the hell?
Who is Bob
That's
Chesney?
what I got. It is Bob Chesney.
I clicked the button before he did. Like I
I don't
saw
know
it
what
on the screen.
I don't know what to tell you, man. Matt, you've got the board. Don't worry, Brian. You have quite the lead.
Mascots for 500.
For 500, I need the name of probably my favorite mascot in the campus. This fella, Daddy Mac.
Seymour E. Golden.
Not quite. Jason
I'm
Steelflex.
close though, aren't I?
I'm just gonna keep letting Matt. I'm gonna give Matt enough rope to hang himself, so I'm not gonna answer.
Matt, you came real close with the first name. That is Seymour DeCampus.
Oh, come on. Can I get
No.
partial
No.
points?
Because here's
No.
the thing. This is Jeopardy. I would have accepted just the last name DeCampus.
Would you have accepted just Seymour?
No,
Probably not.
no.
That's so bullshit.
That's just the way the game is played.
Coaches by previous jobs for 300.
For 300, Tulane offensive coordinator, Memphis tight ends coach, Louisiana offensive coordinator. Daddy Mac,
Who is Will Hall?
that's Will Hall. Crawling slowly out of the hole. Matt, what do you have?
Let's go Sunbelt Records for 2.
For 200, 3 players have gone a full season without missing a field goal attempt, minimum 5 attempts, including this Texas State kicker who went 15 for 15 last year. We just looked at his name. That would be, gentlemen, one Mason Shipley, Texas State kicker. That was only
have
the
no
200 because we just looked at it. Still the kicker there. Matt, what do you have?
Let's go mascots for 1.
Mascots for 1, gentlemen. Who's this? Daddy Mac.
That's Cayenne.
Cayenne. Since 2009, I believe, or far too recently, has
R.I.P.
been retired.
Cayenne.
R.I.P.
Immediately.
Just simply not a big whale to pick from in that category. Daddy Mac.
Can we have coaches by previous jobs for 4?
For 4, this is another tough one, but I think you might be able to get it. Alabama running back coach, Mississippi State running back coach, Penn State running back coach. Daddy Mac.
Who is Del McGee?
Not quite. You're thinking
No,
of the Georgia running back coach.
Georgia would have been in there.
This is a guy. I think this is only really gettable because of Penn State. He coached Saquon Barkley and some of the Sun Belt's best running backs in recent history. That would be Charles
I
Huff.
know who it is. God bless it.
Again,
I might win this game just by sitting silently.
and sometimes that is the best strategy. Daddy Mac.
We will play again. I like this game. We will play again. Can I have mascots for 400, please?
Mascots
Come
for
back, it's gotta come from
400.
somewhere.
What's this guy's name? Oh, God. Excuse me. That's a far larger photo than I anticipated.
Yeah,
Daddy
that's
Mac?
huge. He's hold on. Can he go so low that I take his car in response to there has to be a punishment here.
Next time we can set one up, I'd be happy to.
I just feel like you shouldn't it kind of defeats
Matt,
the
you
purpose
can't
of
look
the
it up.
game
I
to
need
just
an answer,
buzz.
dude.
I don't know. I don't know.
All right.
I don't
Brian.
know.
I'm just gonna keep letting him do it.
All right. This guy's name is a bit of a tricky one. That's T. Roy.
Oh wow.
The Troy mascot, T. Roy.
Yeah, I'm gonna admittedly say that I Googled it and then decided that was unethical, so I didn't say the answer.
Oh, don't worry.
Oh, you
I
think-
and all of our listeners heard your keyboard.
You think that was unethical?
A little
Matt,
bit.
go ahead.
Mascots for 300.
Mascots for 3. I don't know if they still use this guy, but what's his name?
I don't know mascot names.
Daddy Mac.
I feel like it's Chester.
It's not Chester.
Okay. Well,
We've got to ding his credit score or something. There have to be like actual consequences to buzzing in for every single one and then be just whiffing constantly.
We'll find something. Don't you worry. This right here would be Chauncey the Chanticleer. I don't know
That's
if
a good
it's
name.
pronounced Chauncey the Chanticleer, perhaps. Fun fact about mascots. When I was probably up until the 5th grade, so far older than I should have, I thought my dream job was MLB mascot. Didn't care what team, just wanted to be one.
Wanted to be the Philly Fanatic?
Any of them. Matt, you still have the board.
Sunbelt records for 100.
Sunbelt records for 100. This very recent pair of teammates rank number 2 and number 3 on the Sunbelt's all-time sack leaderboard. I have Matt.
Who is Javon Solomon and Carlton Marshall?
That is incorrect.
Oh!
Brian?
I might just guess just for fun.
Sure, let's hear it.
Javon Solomon and what the hell was that other guy's name?
Is it Richard Jubinor?
Yeah, Richard Jubinor.
Richard Jubinor. 33 and 30.5 sacks are good for 2nd and 3rd on the Sunbelt's all-time list.
You can ding me 100 or whatever it is.
We'll ding him the 100 or whatever it is.
I didn't know what the number was. I forgot.
Matt, what do you have?
At this point, I'm so far behind. I've just got to find a way to get back in the game. So Sunbelt records for 500, please.
I don't know if that's even possible. Although, Matt, you might get this one because it's a ULM player who set a conference record with 418 total yards in a 2017 loss to Arkansas State. 206 return, 193 receiving, and 19 rushing. Matt, you did buzz in.
He was a wide receiver.
As evidenced by the stat line, yes.
Wide receiver. What was his name? Oh, my God. What was his name?
We're going to go ahead and ding you 500 points.
Yeah, ding me. Because I'm an absolute idiot.
He had a kick return touchdown in this game, and miraculously 4 kickoff touchdowns this whole season. That was Marcus Green.
Oh my God!
I know.
Forget his credit score. I think we have to take his life.
Matt, there have been so many Louisiana related. There are more Louisiana questions on this board than Georgia Southern. So I was really worried building this that you were going to have an upper hand. And I say that all to mean I need you to pick the next question.
Team unscramble for 100.
Team unscramble for 100.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? If he doesn't get this one, can I go? Like, just by, and I know that's not Jeopardy rule, but like, come on, dude. He's so far in the hole. I think he'd have to get all of them right and double his money in Final Jeopardy to even come close at this point.
Team unscramble for 100. Remember, I'm going to give you a team name. I'm then going to give you an unrelated clue. I need you to unscramble. Not all the letters are going to be used. Georgia Southern. Something that you would find on a door or a dating app. Jeff Steelflex.
What is Hinge?
That is Hinge. Correct. Matt, or Brian, rather, you have the board.
Coaches by previous jobs for 200. Also, give me my credit if you have not already.
I did. Thank you. Okay. You were at negative 200. I dinged you the 100 or whatever for Sunbelt Records, and now you're back at -2. Coaches by previous job. Remember, this is a 200 one, fellas. Don't overthink it. South Alabama offensive coordinator, Alabama analyst, and Houston head coach. My first buzz in was Matt.
Who is Major Applewhite?
Major Applewhite is the correct answer. Clawing ever so closer to
Is he?
kind of in the game, maybe. Matt, you have the board.
Team unscramble for 200.
Team unscramble for 2. James Madison. Something you'd smell. Or a princess. I have Daddy Mac.
What is a peach?
It's not Peach. I don't know how you got Peach out of James Madison. Remember, this is a bit of a spelling game. Brian, care to venture a guess?
No.
No, the answer would be Jasmine. You might smell jasmine, quite fragrant, or the Princess Jasmine from Aladdin. Matt, what'll you have?
Stupid game. This is a stupid.
Well, you insist on buzzing in
Did
when
you-
you don't know the answer. That's an integral part of the game. Is
Can
knowing
I-
when not.
Also, keep in mind, he is buzzing in with such confidence that you haven't even pulled like the clue up and he's buzzing in. Like he doesn't even know what the question is and he thinks he
Well,
has an answer.
In his defense, he's at a point where that is his only option. And
But
frankly,
that's my
he's
only
doing
hope.
it in the dark.
You were doing it the first question. There's
We're
no
gonna
an-
play
there's no-
again
there's no
tomorrow.
reason for it.
Well,
We're gonna play
put
again
together
tomorrow.
another, and we can try again. Matt, I do need you to finish off the board though.
Sunbelt records for 4, please.
For 4, this former Sunbelt coach, but very recent former, set a record for most bowl wins as a Sunbelt Conference head coach with a victory last December. Jeff Steelflex.
Who is John Summerall?
That's incorrect.
Okay.
Matt, do you care to venture a guess?
Last December wouldn't be Billy Napier.
That's correct.
I don't know.
No, he was too busy almost getting fired at Florida to do that.
So the answer to this one really surprised me. Get this, at 4-1, it was Sean Elliott.
Wow.
So, believe it or not, Sean Elliott, he tied Mark Hudspeth for 4-1, most wins as a Sun Belt coach in bowl games. Matt, keep us rolling.
Sunbelt records for 300.
For 3, this 2010s Pro Bowler probably won't make it into either the NFL or College Hall of Fame, but he does hold the record for Sun Belt career all-purpose yards. Jeff Steelflex.
Who is JD McKissick?
Not quite.
Okay.
Although that is a good guess. I don't think he was a 2010s Pro Bowler. Daddy Mac, do you want to venture a guess? At least throw a name at me for no points.
Who is Matt Breida?
Matt Breida, also incorrect. Will take no points away from you. This is one of those guys that did not play for a current Sunbelt team. It was T.Y. Hilton. Is the Sunbelt's all-time, all-purpose.
Yeah, when he was at FIU.
At FIU. Yeah. That's correct. We've got 3 more on the regular board. Will we take it for 300?
Yes.
Arkansas State. Something you'd have on Snapchat. Daddy Mac.
What is a streak?
What is a streak? Yes. Congratulations, Matt.
Also, what just happened with Matt getting 1 in a row, a streak.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't go there. Okay.
For
Unscramble for
400, we have App State, not Appalachian State. We have App State. Something you'd eat before your plato. No buzzes. Oh, Daddy Mac, what do you have?
What is appetizer?
Not quite. Notice the language we're using here. That would be a tapa.
Tapas.
Tapas.
What the?
You could have did tapas.
Tapa or tapas. Either would have been accepted.
Mm.
For 500, Southern Miss. You're unscrambling Southern Miss to tell me something that you'd call Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott's kid. Jeff Steelflex.
Stormy.
Stormy. That's correct. And with a resounding score of -400, Brian Stone, a.k.a. Jefferson Steelflex, will lead Daddy Mac heading into Final Jeopardy. I did not plan for either of you to be in the negatives. I knew that some of these were tough, but I did not anticipate that much trouble. That's partially on me. At minus 400 and minus 2,900 rather. I guess I just need you both to send me a wager up to your current value first. So from 0 to whatever you have. We'll say in positive. So Brian, you can wager up to 400. Daddy Mac, you can wager up to 2,900.
No, that
That's
doesn't make
not
any
fair.
sense.
No, that doesn't make sense.
No, because that would mean that if he just doesn't answer, he wins. Or
How
something.
about this? Let's make this real interesting.
Okay.
How about we wager whatever number we want? Okay. I know that's
What's the point of that?
not typical. Just listen to me. It's not typical Jeopardy rules. I get that. But say I wager 5,000 and I get it wrong.
But these points are arbitrary.
But they won't be arbitrary, because if I get it wrong, then I will start the next Jeopardy game minus 2,100.
Why? Oh, okay.
A hole that he
know
is
what I'm saying?
certainly not going to dig himself out of.
Correct.
Do you anticipate an overperformance next time, or fine? You know what? We'll put no wager. Brian, congratulations. You do win this first round of Sunbelt Warm Weather Fans Jeopardy, but we'll show you the final Jeopardy for kicks and giggles.
I was about to say, I want to answer it regardless.
Yeah. I'll have you guys, this is a bit of a multiple part one, if you will. So the category, although it does not matter, I would have shown you would have been Sunbelt players in the NFL draft.
Okay.
Particularly the 2024 NFL draft. Allow me to re-share my screen. I'm going to have you both text me your answers to this question, which is the players drafted out of the Sunbelt in the 2024 NFL draft. Go ahead and text me your answer. I'll tell you right now, there were 6. If you give me a name that is not on this list, so for example, you were to say T.Y. Hilton, that would be like counteract one of your correct answers. However, if you just miss a name, that will only be used as a tiebreaker. I'll give you guys about a minute, perhaps less, really as long as you need, I suppose. Just keep it reasonable. There were 6 players drafted out of the Sun Belt in 2024 in the NFL draft.
Hey, Zeke.
Yes.
Just a little bit of a monkey wrench in your plan. I am using my phone to double as my camera right now. So I can't text you. Like, I have no way to go about doing that.
Can you send me an email, Brian?
Yeah, that'll work.
He will send me an email, Matt. Well, you certainly are Googling the answers.
Whoa!
Oh, like you hadn't done it already before?
I wouldn't have said it if you hadn't already done it. I don't take issue with your score, but I do take issue with the cheating. He's texting me his answers. I look forward to receiving them. Well, they work. Hope everyone is enjoying this. Plugs? Yeah, we'll plug. You can absolutely find us on Twitter. While they wait, you can find the podcast on Twitter at Warm Weather Fans. You can find us individually at Zeke Palermo, at Watch the Stone, and at Miguez Matt. You can find the podcast on YouTube, which is new for us. That is youtube.com/@warmweatherfans, I believe. We are doing shorts there, as well as posting the full podcasts with video, which obviously, if you're watching this, especially for our mascots category, is better viewed in video.
I'll just go ahead and tell you now, I'm not posting this as a podcast. This
son of a gun!
This is too visual. You have a whole visual round. How would I post
right,
this as a podcast? You'd be like,
right,
mascots for 300. This one's a mascot. Okay.
right.
What are we
All
talking
right,
about?
All right. But we'll get it on YouTube.
This will be on YouTube, yeah.
All right. Well, YouTube listeners, thank you so much for watching to the first ever exclusive YouTube exclusive. Brian, not to rush you, but I do have an answer from Matt. No rush, of course. You can
said
find
there were 6, right?
There are 6 in total.
I submitted the
Okay.
only 2 I could think of.
I got 2 from Matt. If you can get 3, you've already won.
I couldn't get more than 3.
All right. So send me what you have and we'll have a look at it.
I just emailed it to you.
Spectacular. I've got a list of 2 from Brian and 2 from Matt. Interestingly, they were all unique answers. You did not say the same names. Matt, you gave me Rasheen Ali and Nathan Thomas. Matt, you gave me Kimani Vidal and Micah Abraham. Those were all
So we
4
tied.
correct answers. You tied. You were both missing Javon Solomon and Travis Glover. Understandably so. Travis Glover, he is a depth tackle for Green Bay. Javon Solomon probably won't play a game for Buffalo this year. And that concludes our first Jeopardy. Congratulations, Brian. Matt, better luck next time, buddy. At some point, you just have to stop buzzing in.
Hey Matt, can I give like a 2-second winner's speech? Buddy, it's like the SAT, it's not the ACT where you have to answer every single question. Sometimes you get points for just keeping your mouth shut. Just a FYI.
I thank you both so much for humoring me today.
I love this. Oh my god.
Matt's going crazy. We're going to sign off before he does. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope we can come back with another one of these in the future. This has been a bonus episode of Warm Weather Fans of Sunbelt Podcast. We'll talk to y'all soon.